What happens when a beloved Hollywood icon sits down for what should be a lighthearted late-night interview, only to be blindsided by questions that cross every professional boundary imaginable? What was meant to be a fun, charming conversation turned into one of the most uncomfortable moments ever captured on live television. A moment that left audiences stunned, producers scrambling, and one of America's most famous actresses walking off set mid-interview. Before we get into exactly what went down, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below telling us whose side you're on after this. Because trust me, by the end you'll have an opinion. The night started like any other episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. The audience was buzzing with energy. The band played its opening notes, and Colbert walked out to his usual thunderous applause. He cracked jokes about politics, world events, and pop culture, landing laugh after laugh like clockwork. Everything seemed completely normal, until Jennifer Aniston walked on stage. She looked radiant, dressed in an elegant black gown, her trademark smile lighting up the room. The crowd went wild, cheering, clapping, whistling. It felt like a warm homecoming for one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. She and Stephen exchanged friendly greetings, shared a few laughs, and for the first few minutes, everything went perfectly. They joked about her latest project, a streaming drama she'd been promoting all week, and Jennifer was in her element. She told funny behind-the-scenes stories, praised her castmates, and talked about the challenges of playing such a layered character. The chemistry between them seemed effortless, but then something changed. Stephen glanced down at his cue cards. His expression shifted, not dramatically, but enough that those watching closely could sense the air getting heavier. He leaned forward, his tone lowering just slightly. "So, Jennifer," he began, "there's something that's been circulating online lately. Some people in the industry, people you've worked with, have suggested you can be difficult on set. How do you respond to that?" The laughter stopped instantly. The audience went silent. Jennifer's smile faltered, just for a second. She let out a short laugh, the kind that sounds more like armor than amusement. "I think that's a pretty loaded question, Stephen," she said, her voice calm but edged with steel. "I've been in this business for over 30 years. If I have standards and speak up when something isn't right, that doesn't make me difficult. That makes me professional." The audience offered a light applause, supportive but uneasy. Stephen nodded but didn't back down. "Sure," he said, "but there have been specific instances people have mentioned, like the situation on the set of your show a few years ago. A crew member alleged that you had them removed after a disagreement." Jennifer's posture stiffened. Her expression hardened. "That's not what happened, and you know it," she said firmly. "That crew member was creating an unsafe environment for multiple people. It was handled properly, and it had nothing to do with a personal disagreement. I'm surprised you're bringing that up like it's some kind of scandal." Stephen raised his hand slightly, trying to sound neutral. "I'm just asking the questions people are curious about," he said. "You're a public figure, and these stories get attention. Don't your fans deserve to hear your side?" Jennifer took a slow breath. "My fans know who I am," she said evenly. "They've supported me for decades. I don't think I need to defend myself against anonymous internet rumors that you've decided to repeat on national television." The tension in the room was thick enough to choke on, but Stephen pressed on, almost as if he couldn't stop himself. "Look, I'm not attacking you," he said, though his tone told another story. "But there's been a bigger conversation in Hollywood about how stars treat people on set. You have to admit, your name's come up." Jennifer's eyes flashed. "My name's come up because people love tearing down women who've been successful for a long time. It's a pattern, Stephen, and frankly, I'm disappointed that you're participating in it," the audience murmured, shifting uncomfortably. "That's not fair," Stephen shot back. "I've had plenty of powerful women on this show. I'm not singling you out. These are relevant questions." Jennifer let out a sharp, humorless laugh. "Relevant? You're asking me these questions because you think it'll go viral. You're not interested in truth. You're chasing a moment. Did your producers tell you to do this, or was it your own idea?" For the first time, Stephen looked caught off guard. "This isn't an ambush," he insisted. "These are real stories from real people. If they're false, just say so." Jennifer leaned forward. "You're absolutely out of line," she said. "You invited me here to talk about my work. Instead, you're trying to paint me as a diva based on gossip. Stephen's expression tightened. I think you're being overly sensitive, he said. That was the breaking point. Jennifer went still, too still. Overly sensitive, she repeated slowly. So when a man stands up for himself, he's assertive. But when a woman does it, she's sensitive. Got it. The audience gasped. Jennifer wasn't done. I came here in good faith, Stephen. I thought we'd have the kind of fun, respectful chat we've had before. Instead, you're using your platform to push tired narratives about women in power, and then telling me I'm overreacting for calling it out. Do you not see the irony in that? Stephen looked flustered, his usual composure slipping. I didn't mean it like that, he said quickly. Maybe you're reading too much into... Jennifer cut him off. No, Stephen. The problem is that you think you can ask anything, however personal or unfounded, and when I push back, it's my reaction that becomes the story. That's not journalism. That's lazy. The silence in the studio was absolute. Stephen tried to lighten the mood, forcing a smile. Come on, Jennifer. Let's not make this bigger than it needs to be. Let's move on. But Jennifer wasn't having it. No, she said firmly. I think we should talk about it. You used your platform to try and embarrass me. Why? What did you hope to gain? Stephen looked to his producers off camera, but no help came. I'm doing my job, he said defensively. My job is to ask the questions people are talking about. Don't question my integrity. Jennifer's eyes narrowed. Integrity? She repeated. You just admitted you asked these questions because they get attention. Which is it, Stephen? Are you a journalist seeking truth or a host chasing clicks? The audience audibly gasped. Stephen hesitated, fumbling his cue cards. The stories have been reported by multiple outlets, he said weakly. That means something. It means gossip spreads, Jennifer replied sharply. One outlet publishes something and 10 others copy it without verifying. That's not journalism. That's repetition. So tell me, did you verify any of it? Did you reach out to my team for context? Stephen hesitated again. We did our research. Jennifer pounced. Research or verification? Because Googling my name and reading gossip blogs isn't the same thing. His frustration finally boiled over. Maybe these stories keep coming up because there's some truth to them, he snapped. The entire studio froze. Jennifer stared at him for a long moment, disappointment written all over her face. So that's what you believe, she said softly. You think if enough people repeat a lie, it becomes true. I didn't say that, Stephen muttered, but his voice lacked conviction. You kind of did, Jennifer said. And you've just proven my point. You don't care if it's true, you just care that it's trending. Stephen shifted uncomfortably. We have sources, he said tightly. I can't name them, but they exist. Anonymous sources, Jennifer repeated. How convenient. And you use them to attack me on national TV during what was supposed to be a light interview. That's beneath you, Stephen. I'm not attacking you, he said, his tone defensive now. This is what late-night hosts do. No, Jennifer countered. Late-night hosts create a space for guests to feel comfortable and respected. They make people laugh, not humiliate them. What you're doing isn't conversation, it's exploitation. So I should just ask easy questions? He shot back. Push back about what? Jennifer demanded. You're not asking about my work. You're asking about gossip. You're not pushing back, you're stirring up controversy. There's a difference. The studio audience was glued to every word. No one dared to move. Jennifer exhaled, her expression calm but resolute. You know what? She said quietly. I don't think I need to sit here and continue this. Stephen blinked. Wait, what? I'm done, she said simply, unclipping her microphone. The audience gasped. The studio crew froze. Stephen's composure cracked. Jennifer, come on, he said, standing halfway up. Let's take a breath, reset, talk about your show. And this on a good note. Jennifer paused, holding the mic pack in her hand. You had your chance, she said softly. You could have reset at any point. You chose not to. He looked desperate now. I apologize if I crossed a line. She shook her head. You didn't cross a line, Stephen. You demolished it. And that apology, it's not because you think you were wrong. It's because you realize how bad this looks. She turned toward the audience, her voice calm but full of emotion. This right here is why so many people, especially women, stop speaking up. Because when we do, it's turned against us. I won't sit here and let that happen. Stephen looked lost. Jennifer, we're live, he said weakly. I know exactly where we are, she replied. And that's why I need to leave. Because staying would tell every woman. Watching that, it's okay to let someone publicly disrespect you. It's not okay. The audience watched in stunned silence as Jennifer stood up, placed her microphone on the chair, and began walking off stage. Stephen called after her, panic creeping into his voice. Jennifer, wait! Can we just... But she didn't turn back. She walked off calmly, her head high, leaving behind a speechless host, a shell-shocked studio, and one of the most unforgettable moments in late-night television history. The cameras stayed on Stephen, who looked completely deflated. He opened his mouth to say something, anything, but no words came out. The band didn't play. The audience didn't clap. There was only silence. And for the first time in a long career filled with laughter and applause, Stephen Colbert didn't know what to say.